Hey, what's up guys? So I just want to do a quick update video on the SR. I know I've had a lot of time to film and I've also forgotten to film, but I have pretty much everything done. I am waiting on a bunch of little stuff before the engine goes in the car, but the engine is pretty much all together. So I'm going to show you what's going on with it. Alright, so what we have done is we have, let's see, I'm piecing together everything for the power steering pump and the alternator. I have P2M aluminum pulley kit. I have a P2M oil pump coming tomorrow. I have the upper oil pan all cleaned up. I just cleaned it with the parts cleaner that I have at work and some brake clean. Then I die grinded the mating surface. We have the bigger oil pan on there. I have a gritty knockoff. The original gritty pan was just too much money for what I was looking to spend, but hopefully this will do the job. It does have baffles inside that open up when the car moves back and forth. It'll allow me to run more oil, and I also have a S14 SR20 oil pickup that I'm going to be getting tomorrow. So hopefully the timing cover, oil pump, both pans, and the oil pickup strainer will be going on tomorrow. Then it just means I can put everything on the front of the motor back on and start working on the turbo side. So the other exciting part that came in is the Wiring Specialties Pro harness. It is the 89 R32 GTS 2 red top SR20 harness. It's going to allow me to run the engine, no issues, just like it was factory in the car, which is awesome. So the other little stuff that came in was all the vacuum lines and the braided lines for, see, I got dash 6 and dash 10. The dash 10 I'm going to be using for the oil, or the breather line for the cylinder head. Goes down and drains into the block, and then this side is going to be going to a catch can, and then one back into the intake. So I'm also waiting on clamps. Instead of doing fittings and drilling and tapping and making a mess and probably messing up my valve cover, I'm just doing like special clamps. I forget what they're called. They're like just made for AN lines, just regular hose clamp with a cover on it. These are what I'm pretty excited about. They're the P2M slightly upgraded coil packs. I know I had a dead coil pack when the motor was running in the parts car, so this eliminates all issues with coil packs. Moving on, I have the braided lines for the fuel system, for the fuel rail. I also have, let's see, I have the Tomei fuel pressure regulator. I don't know if I'm going to mount it on the intake or on the engine bay, so I'm going to leave the lines alone for now, just so I can measure out the lengths and get them all perfect once it's in the car. The other thing I want to show you guys is every little vacuum line has been replaced. Let's see, starting up here. I have all fresh new clamps. And let's see. All underneath has been replaced. All the vacuum lines and all the coolant lines are brand new. I know I looped the 5/16 lines for the throttle body just because I want to eliminate that. I don't find it necessary. Let's see. Moving on. Tomorrow I have to locate bolts for the power steering pump, the two back long bolts for the upper oil pan, because whoever built this engine last used these Volkswagen like triple square bit bullshit things that I really don't like. And I really don't like them because he also used them on the strainer, which I had a little bit of an issue getting off, just because of the fact they use those bolt heads. I'm gonna do a video on installing everything. I just wanted to give a little update. So everything's pretty much done. All the major things I have purchased and on hand. I'm just gonna be doing install videos. I know I skipped a lot of the disassembly and all the tinkering with cleaning everything up, but I'm sure you guys don't want to see that. I did paint a lot of things just because of how they looked and how I wanted the engine to look. I'm really excited about how it's turning out. I did the valve cover, a pretty interesting design. I incorporated the Jazz manifold logo and some tribal stripes and did like a two-tone kind of like lowrider paint job. Like, I thought it was cool. It's all rattle can. I know it's kind of shitty, but it looks good for what it is. It's really metallic-y, like dark blue with a hint of purple in it, and I think it looks really good. I'm hyped about how the Jazz manifold logo came out and the stripes and stuff. I just did a silver base coat, and then I laid down vinyl, the design in vinyl. Then I did a black base coat for the actual paint, so it came out a little bit darker. I love it. Now this is the part I'm super hyped about. I got the Jazz manifold. It's an unequal length, stock location for the turbo, T28 or T25. The quality is extremely nice, and the company that produces them is really cool. I'll put the Instagram for them in the description. I know they do releases, like this was kind of hard for me to get, I guess, but it's totally worth it. They sound amazing, and they produce a lot more torque because the runners are slightly smaller, and I don't know, I just think it's a really cool manifold. I'm super hyped I got it. I think it's rad. And the turbo that's going to be underneath it is something I'm also excited about. I got the Twisted Motion GT2871. It's a Garrett. It's designed off the Garrett. Let's see. I know it's brand new, but it is a little bit rusty because it got super cold and then super damp and like 50 degrees out of nowhere, and everything got soaked with moisture, which is a pain in the ass. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you're keeping up with this motor, I'm sure you've noticed it come a long ways, but it's not running yet, so still got a lot more to do. Stay tuned and subscribe if you care enough. Thanks, dudes.